well, we'll do this again, but the emotions you felt watching that goal go in, what'd you think?
Yeah, it's obviously a special feeling when you get to score, and it feels like it's been 2 years since I got one in the back of the net. But yeah, it's a big confidence boost, and hopefully I could keep it rolling now.
Coach mentioned you guys had a pretty good chat about some of the things you saw in Seattle. What helped in that conversation to have the success you did tonight?
Yeah, no, he helped me big time. It's not always easy, watching video after video, but he helped me try to kind of get my game back and doing the things that make me, a good player. And I kind of found some of that tonight, and something to build off of, and another big game in Edmonton.
Penalty at the beginning of the third. How do you mentally reset to not let that bleed into your game, and then obviously have that big goal after it?
Yeah, I mean, the game happens so fast. You can't really, you're not really thinking about it, to be honest. You're, when you get out, you're focusing on your next shift and doing what you can to, help the team win.
Played on the wing for a bit, first time I think all season. How did that feel?
Yeah, it's good. Obviously playing with two really good players. Two players that play with a lot of pace, and it took me a little bit to adjust, but overall I thought we had some good chances there, and again we're just trying to build off of it and keep building chemistry.
What are those tangible adjustments that you make when you move over?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall you're not doing as much work as you do as a center, which is kind of nice, but no, but it's you're just trying to be in position. Try to adjust as quick as possible. I played a little bit growing up, so it's not something brand new, but overall, like I said, it took a little bit, but it wasn't too bad.
Like you said, it's been a while since you scored. How much relief is there when you're able to finally see one go in?
Yeah, it's awesome. Like I said, it truly does feel like the weight of the world is off my shoulders now, and I could just play and get back to what I was doing that makes me successful, and not thinking too much now.
So, I mean, every point matters at this point, but that one felt extra good, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, coming off the Seattle game where we really didn't play very well against a team that obviously we're fighting with for the playoff spot, they're 4 points ahead of us. It doesn't get much bigger than that, and to come into their barn, I thought they had a good push in the first there. They were trying to get the crowd into it. We didn't let it phase us and found a way to get 2 points.
Especially in the third, when you say didn't let anything phase you, that double minor penalty kill was a really big deal and a potential turning point. What did you see out of that? And then, of course, how the response of the team?
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't think they got many good looks. We did a good job denying entries. We're winning face-offs, getting clears, and the few looks that they did have, I think, were from the outside. So did a really good job. Veggie was great. But a 4-minute kill at that point in the game is game-breaking.
What are the conversations on the bench ahead of that penalty kill, and does it show maturity in the team or growth that you kind of settled it down and handled it the way the team did?
I mean, I think we've been pretty good, pretty resilient here the last stretch, and so there's going to be times when things aren't going great, and we're likely not going to win 15 straight games to close out the year. So for us, it's not about everything doesn't have to be perfect all the time, but we have to be resilient enough and believe in ourselves enough that that we can't let bad shifts turn into bad games turn into a couple of bad games and stuff like that. So it was a huge bounce back tonight. Obviously, really playoff hopes are on the line to an extent in a game like this, and so it brings us right back into the mix, and we just got to keep building because we're still trying to track down 3 teams.
What does that win do for morale now that you're just 2 points out instead of 6?
Yeah, it's big. You try not to look at the standings because we still have 15 games to go, and we still have. It's not like we're fighting with one team. There's 3 teams. Someone's going to win, most likely. These games are super important to all 3 of our teams. They're probably going to have good stretches too. So we're not going to make the playoffs by looking at the standings. We're going to make the playoffs by putting together good games, finding points, and winning down the stretch.
What does it do for a guy like Logan to kind of break out of his just scoreless slump that he's been on?
Big. I mean, big goal. He's a big-time goal scorer. He wants to be in those moments and did a good job. Obviously, that's a big. What goes unnoticed there is Kells' change to kind of set that up. We've been talking about that lately, where if we can get fresh guys on the ice, extend those own shifts. Kells gives Cools an opportunity there to come on the ice. He's got a little extra jump, finds a loose puck, and scores.
You've been in the league for a bit, but I know you mentioned your parents were here tonight. Is it any more fun winning in front of family?
Yeah, it's always fun coming back here. Grew up coming to these games. Was a Canucks fan for a long period of time. So it's cool being back in this building, having family and friends in town, and yeah, it obviously makes it a lot more fun going to talk to them after a win.
How good has Stenlund been? He's got 3 points over the last 2 games.
Really good. Yeah, I mean, he can score, right? Like, you get him in those positions and he can score. He's made some big-time plays here. And yeah, I think that his offense is probably a little bit underrated, but when he's got a pretty big-time shot, and when he gets in those areas, he makes no mistake.
And this is a season sweep for you against Vancouver. So, what is it about your team that matches up so well against the Canucks?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that those are small sample sizes, right? Like, play 3 games, play a lot of teams 2 or 3 times, and I mean, there's teams in the league that probably have had our number throughout the course of the year. I think it's obviously great because we're fighting with them in the standings, and if they win those 3 games, the standings look a lot different. But it's an 82-game season. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and we just are focusing on game at a time.
A few things before we get going. First, really good reaction to our team in the pressure situation. PK came up big, I think, at Stanley Kerfoot. I think Kerfoot had clinic on the PK tonight was really, really solid. I think our old D-core as well played well. The other thing, our experience showed. You could see the poise of the Marinos and the Olimata and so on and so forth. I thought that was one of our better game under pressure. The way we react, they tried to push us around the first period. We called their bluff. We stayed composed, and we played really well the rest of the game.
To see almost a night and day difference between the Seattle game and tonight, I mean, the turn the page mentality, I guess, where does that come from?
Well, yeah, I think the problem is we didn't read the page of Seattle. We went right through. We land in Seattle, and we were ready to play in Vancouver. That's we knew that. That's just being human, you know. We know how big was that game tonight and what it meant, and it is what it is.
You talked to us about Logan Cooley and having that conversation with him tonight. He scores the weight of the world's off his shoulders.
Yep.
What did you see from him tonight?
He was really good. He was, when you talk about playing in a game with no time, no space, he created space. He had a lot of counter, he had a lot of physicality. He battled hard. Another thing I loved about our team tonight is the way we went at the net. We went at the net hard. Vancouver is a team who play hard inside. They box you out and they make you earn every inch. But we went right there. We went in the trenches, and we did a good job.
Moved Cooley to the wing for the first time this season. What was the thinking behind that?
The thinking was I did want to make some changes in the line. So Aids is so good two-way. So is Schools, by the way, but Aids is better on face-off, and right now Aids and Gunner are playing really well together, and Cools and Gunner played well together before, so that was it. And the game, the stage of that game, I did not want to try try someone new with Kels and Schmaltz. It made no sense to me. So Kerfoot has some familiarity in that role. So it was Kerfoot, Aids, or Cools. So it was not Aids. We were taking Cools off. So the option was not that tough to pick from there.
How has Cooley remained patient despite going through a slump and then coming up big tonight?
Who told you to stay patient? No, but that's what we love about him. He's competitive. A guy who's competitive like him, he wants to make a difference every night. When you talk to him about being patient, he looks like you look at your grandfather when he tells you a story about in the old day. He has no time for that. He wants right here, right now. He wants to make the difference. It reminds me 4 years ago when I was talking to Kels and I was talking to be patient, and he had no time for the old guy. So that's just it will come. He's and I don't want to take that away from him. It's the reverse. I love that. I love his compete level. He wants to be a difference maker. What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong.
You lose O'Brien. Yeah. Nick comes in and creates a goal for you.
Yeah, exactly. And that line played really good. I think Karks was good. He had a lot of speed. That line was good. It's just, everybody kind of play well. You protect the lead. I don't think that Einstein matched their performance. They could or should have played more, but it is what it is.
What was the message before that 4-minute PK?
Get the job done. No, but we were composed. I think we trust our PK, and it's a key moment. And all that game, the message for that game is we earned the right to be in that game. We worked hard for all season long, for 60-some games, to earn the right to be in the game where it can make the difference in the standing. So just now, we just get what we earned. So let's go out there and enjoy it and embrace it and go all in that.
That being said, what is it like as a coach just having to watch them kill it off and not really having control over what's going on?
Oh, that's the story of my life. But you're behind the bench, and you all the work those guys did for months or years, it's for those kind of situations. When you arrive there, no, they play, you're watching, and that's the way it is. Like, you just don't want to screw everything up. You just want to leave that in their hands.
Did you learn anything about your team tonight?
Yeah, you always do, but I will say the way we stay composed, I learned we progress. Like I said earlier, the experience in our team, the veteran who've been in those situations, I think they drag other guys in the right direction. The message on the bench, that stuff you cannot hear, but when we were protecting the lead, how to play, saying the right thing, having composure, being in control. You asked earlier, I should have said that. When we took that, we never felt, oh my God, the panic or whatever. And so, okay, it's key moment. Let's do that. Let's get at it. And that was more a challenge than a fear. So we're progressing in that sense.